Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be doing a video game review, and that game is none other than Pokémon Legends Arceus. Pokémon Legends Arceus was revealed for the Nintendo Switch system as part of a Pokémon Presents digital event in February 2021. The announcement of this game shocked fans, as it looked entirely different from a standard Pokémon game. In a standard Pokémon game, to catch Pokémon, players would have to walk around the overworld and randomly encounter a Pokémon. To catch it, players would have to battle the Pokémon and then throw a Pokéball before defeating it and hope that they catch it. Now, Legends Arceus flips this idea completely on its head. Players can now see Pokémon walking around on the overworld, and they can choose to encounter them by either sending their Pokémon into battle, or they can skip the battle part entirely and just throw a Pokéball straight from the overworld. This speeds up the game significantly compared to previous entries in the series, and provides a completely fresh and brand new gameplay loop. Players now also have the ability to craft items. Because this game takes place in ancient times for Pokemon, Pokeballs are brand new inventions, and they can be made out of rocks and acorns. This gives the player the ability to craft Pokeballs whenever they need them, and this provides some fun new experiences as well. With these drastic changes, hype was very high for this game, with many fans looking forward to experiencing what could be the future of Pokemon games. Almost a year after the first reveal trailer, the game was released on January 28, 2022. The game sold extremely well, selling roughly 15 million copies. The game also received favorable reviews upon release, and has a sequel on the way, Pokémon Legends ZA, which is expected to release in 2025. Now let's explore the story. The game begins with the player being spoken to by Arceus, who is the creator of all Pokémon in the game's universe. Arceus tells the player to encounter all Pokémon in the Hisui region, which is an ancient version of the popular Pokémon region Sinnoh. The story continues with the player waking up on a place called Prelude Beach after being pushed out of a wormhole. They are greeted by Professor Laventon, who studies Pokemon and documents them. The player impresses Laventon by catching one of the 3 Pokemon traveling with him, those Pokemon being Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. The professor then recruits the player to come to Jubilife Village and join the Survey Corps, a division of the Galaxy Expedition Team. The Survey Corps' goal is to complete the Pokédex, a research guide to all of the Pokemon in the Hisui region. Throughout the story, the player works with Hisui's Diamond and Pearl clans to quell the frenzies of 5 dangerous Pokemon, known as Noble Pokemon. These 5 Pokemon, Cleaver, Lilligant, Arcanine, Electrode, and Avalugg, are wreaking havoc in their areas of the Hisui region, and the player has to enter boss battles with them, where they throw food at them and battle them multiple times to calm them down. All while finding these noble Pokemon, the player has a chance to build their team of Pokemon and level them up to be able to take on all the dangerous Pokemon in the Hisui region. After defeating the noble Pokemon, the wormhole becomes bigger and more intense, and it needs to be closed somehow or dangerous things could happen to Hisui. The player then has to pass 3 trials at different lakes in Hisui and make something called the Red Chain, which can stop the powerful Pokemon that comes out of the wormhole and seal it forever. After making the Red Chain, the player travels to the wormhole, where they're met with either Palkia or Dialga, 2 legendary Pokemon. The Pokemon that appears out of the wormhole depends on a choice you make earlier in the game. This Pokemon destroys the Red Chain, but the player is able to catch it, seemingly saving the day. However, another more powerful version of the other legendary of the 2 appears. The player appears to be out of hope without the Red Chain, but, using fragments of the chain, one of the player's counterparts crafts a special Pokeball that catches the other legendary Pokemon. After catching this Pokemon, the wormhole is sealed and Hisui is saved. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty mad when I finished the game. It's called Pokémon Legends Arceus. After you talk to him at the start of the game, you don't encounter Arceus a single time. He isn't part of the main story at all. You can only encounter Arceus if you do all the post-game missions and catch every Pokemon in the game, which is a grueling task that I haven't even done. The story honestly isn't great in my opinion, and it just really isn't tied together well at all. However, I don't really come into Pokemon games expecting a compelling story. The place that this game makes up for the lackluster story is the gameplay. The best thing about the gameplay of Pokemon Legends Arceus is how different it is than any other Pokemon game. Believe it or not, this can be considered the 16th game in the mainline Pokemon series. What's even crazier is that the 15 games before this all followed the exact same gameplay loop of catching and battling Pokemon in random battles, battling other trainers, and leveling up Pokemon to take them through Pokemon gyms to fight other trainers to become a Pokemon master. This game fully gets rid of gyms and gets rid of trainer battles almost entirely, with the only trainer battles being for story purposes. The new concept of wild Pokemon being able to attack the trainer also helps make the game feel fresh, because in previous games there was never a point where you had to worry about getting attacked while hunting for Pokemon, but now you have to stay vigilant at all times. I really enjoyed how the game still gave incentive for catching Pokemon and battling them with the research mechanic. As players catch more and more Pokemon, the research level goes up, and completes when you get to research level 10. As you get your research level up, you unlock new items and receive in-game currency, and you also get to catch even more powerful Pokemon depending on your research rank. The boss battles against the noble Pokemon were also extremely fun, as boss fights are something entirely new to Pokemon, and require the player to have more skill than just knowing which Pokemon attacks to use, as the player has to dodge bosses' attacks, and they have to time well enough for when they're going to throw the food at it to calm them down. In Pokemon battles, they also added strong and agile move styles. These styles offer new strategies, as strong style will give you less turns in battle, but your attacks will do more damage, while agile style offers less damage, but more turns. Overall, this new gameplay makes the game feel so much more exciting and so different from any other Pokemon game, which, at this point in time, the series desperately needed. So what score would I give this game? I would consider Pokémon Legends Arceus to be an 8 out of 10 game. It's a very exciting step for the Pokémon franchise, and although they have gone back to the usual formula with Scarlet and Violet, the fact that Legends ZA is on its way gives me hope that the Pokémon Company will continue to develop both the standard formula of Pokémon games and the new gameplay style of Legends Arceus. I would definitely recommend this game to anyone that has a Switch, whether they were a diehard Pokemon fan or looking to check out the series for the first time. Thanks for watching this video, and if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell. Hope to be back with another review soon.